Will Riot be adding a fifth role into Valorant? And why am I even making this video? Well, it was prompted by a Valor Leaks tweet in which he says this year we will be getting 3 new agents: an Initiator agent, a Sentinel agent, and a third unknown agent, leaving the possibility for a new class to be introduced. But then someone from Riot literally says, glad to see the excitement around the next agent news and tease, but want to clarify 2 things. We know the role for the third agent this year, just not sharing it yet. The third role is not a new role like a bipedal tank or something, it's one of the 4 current ones. You could argue that's the end of the discussion, but they didn't deny the fact that the community was speculating a 5th role, and it made me wonder, could Valorant ever get a 5th role, and what would its purpose be? Does it even make any sense? And well, today I wanted to talk about it just a little bit. So first of all, let's realize what the current roles are, and just a quick overview. I'll make it quick. We have the duelists, which are primary attackers, give the enemy a mouthful of knuckles. We got the Initiator, teams that rely on these disruptors to break open sites and start a push. We've also got the Sentinels, reinforce held territory to finish the job. And then we've got controllers, shape the battlefield to fit the team's plans. They're pretty broad, and I was thinking about it for a while. Do these really cover everything that Valorant has to offer? And to be honest, I do believe Riot made them broad enough in which they cover most use cases. But then I found this Reddit post 7 months ago where someone said a 5th role. If Riot were to introduce a 5th role of agents into the game, what would their purpose be? This is purely speculation, and I'm curious to see some ideas from the community. And this is what got my brain turning. Now, there are ones that are a little bit too nuanced and I would argue don't make much sense, like Saboteur. That would be a category in which the agent inflicts status effects, example HP drain, blind, nearsight, deafen, marking like a fade, slow, fire rate, speed reductions, etc. But the biggest problem is that I do believe, like duelists and initiators and whatever will share these things like flashes, so it doesn't make much sense. Then there's stuff like Jester, which they kind of go to say something like Yoru. Yoru is a Jester in which he has fake clones and things to create fake information, but could be a little bit too specific. But there was one that kind of came up more than once, and it was something that I immediately thought of as well: the Lurker. Some people have already said this, but things that have the Omen/Yoru combo design, people who are extremely good at repositioning and have aggressive pushes. This one I sort of liked, and let me explain why, because the Reddit thread went ahead and explained that lurkers could be some sort of anti-duelist. They don't play like duelists, because I know duelists could be lurkers, they can do stuff like flanks, but the lurker would have a specific toolkit that kind of counters duelists directly. The lurker or infiltrator, like someone else said, most people can agree that Yoru and Omen would fit perfectly into it, and then they could build other agents that fit that lurker theme. And that's kind of it. That's the main biggest point. If Riot were to add a 5th class, I do genuinely believe the lurker class would be a cool one with its own gameplay niche and unique design. But with all that being said, there could be other ones like Recon, which I believe Cypher and Sova could share a little bit better, where they collect information. Maybe some of you disagree with that one, but Recon and Lurker are 2 ideas that I think aren't that bad. With that being said, there's a good counter argument to ever having a 5th agent role, which is simply, look at what happened with Overwatch. If you guys ever played it or know a bit about Overwatch, they actually reduced their class sizes as the game went on. Initial Overwatch 1 had 4 classes, and then they reduced it to 3 and kept it simple, just a tank, DPS, and support, and it does make things a little bit more intuitive, so there is good reason to say that Riot shouldn't ever even look at adding a 5th agent class. But let me know what you think and subscribe for the banger music.